Hello. Here is what is going down. Oh, people. Number one, okay. So you know we need to get health insurance. I was talking to someone I really like for Blue Cross. I've been talking to this other, guy for United Healthcare. Both of those are obviously reputable plans, yada yada. Then I got a phone call. Now here's where things went bad. When I was searching for health insurance, I was doing a lot of online searches, and even without, there's a lot of these sites where it seems like you're going to go and you're going to get price quotes, but what really happens is you put in your phone number and people call you, and it's like crazy, direct sales style. So I get this call, and it's like a local number, and he asked for looking for health insurance, and I said, well, here's the deal. I'm looking for an independent insurance agent, a local independent insurance agent. He said, well, that's what I am. And I said, all right, great. So do you have Blue Cross, and do you have United Healthcare? Because I wanted one person where I could see multiple plans. We have insured ourselves in the past, and we had a man come to our home, and he had he was able to take several, 4 plans, and we were able to look at them all side by side and make good decisions. And the guy said, well, I do, but that doesn't mean I necessarily recommend them, And I was like, all right, well, whatever. So we make the appointment. He comes. He was not an independent insurance agent, people. He was a specific representative of this specific healthcare company. So when he comes, we still don't know that. And he says, okay, I'm going to show you a couple of plans, and then he only showed us one plan. Well, as things are going, it's like, it didn't sound terrible, but you actually never hear what company it is. And then it's like a national plan, which maybe would be better for us, I don't know. The coverage sounded good and everything, and I'm thinking, all right, so we'll apply, and then we'll see what they come back at us with, because obviously, each individual person, your quote might end up being higher than whatever. And then he asks for the checks, and I was just kind of like, oh, I don't feel good about this. And Mr. F was with me, and I even was openly I don't really know, I'm not really sure, if this is going to work out, and really got nervous about writing the checks. And then you had to write one for the health care premium and one for application fee. So now, I have a history, this is just par for the course for me. I have a very hard time saying no or not doing stuff. I feel guilty, or I'm too far gone in the process. I have a super hard time with it. Mr. F is usually the better person at that, so I felt when I openly said, oh, I'm not sure about this, that would be the opportunity for him to say, we need to think about this, but he didn't. And then I felt okay. So we go forward with it, and he leaves. Now, he doesn't leave us with, he's now got our checks, he's got our social security numbers, follow this, we've signed stuff, he's got our signatures, but we don't get anything that we signed to keep. We don't have a copy of any of that stuff. I don't even have a copy of what plan it should look like. He said he's going to send through the application, and then they'll get back to us with our paperwork and we sign it, yada yada. Well, so why don't we pay the check then? You know what I'm saying? So he leaves. And then I see what it is, and then I see his business card, and his business card doesn't say, he leaves us with his business card, and his business card, I don't know what I do with it, says specifically, agent for this company, not independent agent, specific company. And on the paperwork that he left us was just a brochure of this extra services. It's not even for our plan, it's these bonus discounts. And that doesn't have a phone number for the company, it doesn't even list the real company, it's this other service thing. So you're left with nothing except for his contact cell. So I Google it online, and it was immediately boom, 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 hit after hit of this company is a scam, or it's a ripoff, they don't provide good insurance, all this hootenanny, and you're yeah, this isn't right. Gets even better, people. So I call back the other agents for the other companies that we have been talking to, and I speak with this one guy, and I said, I'm well, I need to know what specifically your deal is. Is there an application fee with you? And he's no, the insurance companies pay us, a commission for that. if you keep your, he's like, and only if you keep the insurance for a certain number of months, whatever. And there's no pressure. And I'm like, well, you know, we got in this situation where I feel like we might have gotten bamboozled. And he said the name of the company right off the bat. He's like, was it, you know? And I said, yeah. And he's like, yeah, that's not good. I was like, God damn it. So I walked out of the bank and I say, like, you know, I might need to stop some checks. So I put stops on the checks, so that's $30 a check, and I wrote 2 checks, so, you know, right off the bat we're out $60. That's certainly better than if they cashed the checks. And Mr. F tried this guy like 4 or 5 times. Finally, it's never getting through to him, and we're like, oh great, we're screwed. Finally gets through to him, and the guy's like, oh, that's fine, I'll cancel the policies. But the thing is, we still have all this paperwork, and I mean, it was set to like automatically withdraw from our bank account, so you have to, you know, we have to be like proactive and be careful about it. So it's just like, oh, good grief, like we need one more thing, you know what I mean? So now we're out $60 just off the top for that. And then there's the potential of them giving us monthly charges. So, you know, I was thinking we should change our bank, but I'm like, I've got other things, our mortgage comes out automatically, there's just even more stuff. So I'm hoping, good faith style, that we asked him to rip up the checks. He said he would. I put stops on the checks. If it turns out they try to deposit the checks, then I'll know that's not good, and I will change our bank accounts. So that's that. Bummer, bummer. Number 2, last week I deposited my recent Blogger check, and for some reason it didn't go through on their end. Like they bounced it, you know. It's payment to me. And then I had to pay a freaking $10 fee for that. You know, oh, so bummed out. And I emailed Blogger, and they did not get back to me about that. And I'm wondering, I mean, what the heck is going on there? So, you know, we can't win, people. We just can't win. I mean, it's just another example of a lesson, like, when you think something doesn't feel right, just don't do it. So terrible at that. But gotta work on it, obviously. So then today has been spent totally stressing out and trying to figure out all this stuff and trying to make sure we're not going to get crazier identities stolen. Oh, good freaking grief. I guess that's their whole thing. People cancel it, but then they continue to do an automated withdrawal from your account. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing that happens. So, awesome. Awesome. You know. Number 2. We spent the weekend. We've had gorgeous weather, and we spent. At first, I always, like, I knew the weather was gonna be great. So then there's this pressure, like, what should we should go do something to enjoy it, and we didn't. And we ended up just staying at home, and it was great. And I just feel like it's just another example of like, yeah, just enjoying what you have. You know, like we could have gone someplace and had a picnic, whatever, but instead we ate outside at our own yard, and we bought this house because of the yard and all this stuff, and the mosquitoes, people are coming. There was a mosquito yesterday, and you may not remember this from last year, but we moved here, and the mosquitoes were out of freaking control. Like you would get bites, they would swell up to the size of quarters, totally painful, they'd bruise, you know, it's like ridiculous. You'd be outside and you would immediately have 50 to 100 mosquitoes on you. It's like we live in a mosquito breeding ground. So the fact is we can't actually enjoy our yard in the summer. And that's a lesson learned. When you move to a house and there's a gigantic screened-in porch, think about it. It's probably because you can't go outside. So at least we do have that. So we got everything organized, because this is one of my other pet peeves. I hate, like, if you have stuff but then you don't take advantage of it. So sometimes, you know, Mr. F can be slow on the uptake of, like, getting things organized so we can use them. So we got the porch all set up, and we got all the kids' bikes out, and we found a good parking place for them, and all the wagons and all the sidewalk chalk and everything's out, so we can just plain old enjoy it right now. So that's that, which is good. I feel good about it. Alright, that's the deal. Check me check.